Hey, and welcome into the House of L podcast. I'm Lawrence Holmes. Thank you so much for hanging out with me. I appreciate it. We're on the road. We're at Circa. So we thank Circa. They're always a gracious host. They don't even sponsor this podcast, but they treat us really well. The Score has been broadcasting here. Not just the Score. US 99 has been here too. My buddy Austin Huff over at US 99, him and Melissa, they have been doing a great show out here, their morning show. And obviously, Speaks and I are here. Tanny is here. We're having a good time. And now the good times get to continue. It is so nice to know that I'm going to go on the air tomorrow. And, sorry about that. And we are going to have a fun time talking about the Bears. Even with all of their problems and all of the things that are still issues for them, to get a win on the road in the NFL is difficult. So you have to look at it that way and say, hey, they got to win on the road. What more do you want? What I would want is for them to establish a run game and have it not take forever to get to the part where they are dominating in the run game. And that last drive that put them over the top, they were able to do that. And Caleb did a great job of using his athletic ability to avoid the rush. Man, I was trying to tell people last week that this is not – the Raiders are not good. And you saw that mostly. But they're not as bad as the Cowboys are. And the reason that they're not as bad as the Cowboys are defensively is because they have Max Crosby. And watching that guy just kind of do whatever he wanted for a big portion of the game was disheartening. Now, to Ben Johnson's credit, he has not really liked what Braxton Jones can do for the Bears. Braxton Jones is notoriously bad on the road. This game didn't feel like a road game. It felt like a home game, honestly. Trust me, like I've been in Las Vegas for the last 4 days, and Bears fans are in here deep. I was joking. We're going to do something on the show tomorrow after I, walk around some more in the hotel and down the street. I've been keeping track of every jersey, every Bears jersey that I see. And it's amazing, like how many people came down here for this game, whether they're transplants who live here, people who flew in from Chicago, folks who came in from LA, people who came in from Arizona. Strangely enough, people from Arizona are trying to escape all the rain in the Phoenix area, which is shocking. The weather's been really weird here too. Like yesterday, there was my window's like right out there, and there was a microstorm and a rainbow like 5 miles away from Circa, and I just could watch it play out. But whatever. You didn't come here for weather, I don't think. Did you? I have thoughts on it, but I'll save them. To get back to the Bears, they did everything that they needed to do to win the game. And that's at the end of this, that's all that matters. Like now, when you start, the next 2 weeks are going to be interesting. And the great thing for us that do this for a living, because the bye week itself is usually not fun. The week after the bye can be fun because you're getting ready for the next game and you're talking to the team about what it is that they're going to be able to do. But this will be fun because smack dab in the middle of it is a Cubs playoff game or 2 or maybe 3 if they don't win one of the games to start this off. So there's all of that's going to play out. But I love this, that there is an opportunity here for hope. The Bears have a lot of things wrong. Their run game is inconsistent. They're clearly trying to find answers at tackle to the point where you put a rookie at right tackle. And I thought Trapillo did okay because Max Crosby's no fun, man. He is a terror, a game wrecker, and you saw it. He was doing all sorts of stuff. He lined up wherever he wanted. Sometimes he was doing like wide 9 stuff to get an angle. He would loop inside. Whatever type of pass rush you want, he's got it for you. And then he's got a great understanding of when the play is over from a pass rush standpoint. Get your hands up and try and knock the ball down. And we saw him tip one to himself with the interception. Saw him knock a couple other ones down. The pressures that it's strange because they lost. That he has a beef for AFC Defensive Player of the Week. Like he was that good inside of the game. The Bears didn't let that demoralize them though. Like this was one of those games where you could have seen it really go backwards and really go sideways because of how things started off, and they stayed with it. There was that weird interaction between Ben Johnson and Aditi Kinkabwala at halftime. I don't know what was going on there. Like it was bizarre. Like I don't know if they're old friends and they were just like giving each other the business. That's what it felt like. It felt like they know each other. And it was really weird. But Ben was saying, like, yeah, we can be better in this second half. And they were. They found their run game. They went on another one of those long drives. And they, for some reason, have been able, like, they're so close to, like, maybe having a breakthrough that you wonder where that breakthrough might come from. And DeAndre Swift, getting him to the outside is key. They got to find an inside runner. Kyle Monangai, like looking at my notes, Kyle Monangai had a couple of really good runs and like inside runs in this game. But I look at the drive that put them ahead. And other than the false start on Cole Kmet, 2 in a game, like that's below standard. You look at all these plays that they come up with, the 13-yard scramble by Caleb, then that bullet over the middle versus that soft coverage to Roan for 17. Caleb with another good scramble that put them in 3rd and 3. And that play was huge because Crosby almost got him and he didn't. So Caleb's athleticism plays a role. Then they go up the gut, the thing that you don't expect from DeAndre Swift, and they were successful with it. And now the Raiders have to use timeouts. You get a lead, you don't get the 2-point conversion. And I was like, man, they're going to lose this game because that return to the 42 set them up. I don't know what. I wasn't out very much last night. I was out a little bit, but I wasn't out very much. I didn't see Geno, but he played like a dude who was out all last night and into the morning. Kevin Byard, man. There are going to be high school and college coaches and probably pro coaches. And I imagine that Al Harris will talk about this when the Bears defense gets together. You talk about a guy that set a quarterback up. He set Geno up twice. Set him up like, oh, I'm totally not paying attention. Oh, now I'm going to drive on the ball because I know where you're trying to go with it. Like, that's elite safety play. Elite. And I get it. The Geno, passes for a lot of yards. There are a lot of people who don't think that he's great. He's made, a Pro Bowl now in his career. But to get a quarterback twice with the same look, like you threw the same look and you thought that guy wasn't going to react, that's brilliant safety play. Like I was jumping up and down at how good it was because you could see it. Like I can't wait to watch it on the All 22. Because even on the television version, you could see the setup happening. Like almost like, Byard's like, I'm totally not looking. Ha ha, gotcha. And straight downhill makes the play. So look, man, like this is all a process that the Bears are going to be in for a while to see where they're at. And they still have a ton of questions. Like they're not a healed team yet, but 2-2 going into the bye feels significantly better than 1-3. And ideally, if you wanted to get so bold, you can be like, hey, the next time they play, they'll be going for 3 in a row. And when you stack 3 in a row together in the NFL, it puts you in contention to be a playoff team. That's down the road. Like, I get that. I'm not trying to say that this team's a playoff team because clearly they have some deficiencies, but you got to win those games on the road, and they won it. So I'm looking at some of the final numbers. I'm sorry, I had to do a little makeshift here when it comes to how all of this looks today. So sorry about the jumping around, House of Pain. But 22 37 for Caleb. He got sacked once, but he got pressured a ton. Ended up with a 73 rating. Strangely enough, his rating and Geno's rating were the same. And Geno threw 3 interceptions in this game. Shout out to Tyreek Stevenson. It's back-to-back weeks for him. Doing well. And it seems like the key to Tyreek, at least from just looking as an observer on the outside, and if you've listened to this or watched this podcast, we're brought to you by Remy Martin, by the way. And if you're listening to it, you should go check out the YouTube page, number one. That's where the video of it, you can see my room here at Circa. But I did a whole pod about how I had Tyreek Stevenson as my breakout player this year. And I was feeling really bad about it after week 2. And now I feel a lot better because all of those things that I thought I saw, I'm seeing. He's got talent. And it's just a matter of getting through to him. And for the last 2 weeks, and that's all we can say, is he's still got a lot to prove. The last 2 weeks, he has been up to the challenge. And I respect that. But they still have a lot of stuff to fix. That tackle thing is fascinating, man. Because you're forced into a situation because Darnell Wright's not healthy. And so you put Benedette out there. You weren't happy with Braxton Jones. And I got to look at the all 22 to figure out exactly why he was the guy. Because Drew Dalman didn't have a great game today either. And neither did Jonah Jackson. So, I've got some questions, but I'll look at the tape when the tape becomes available and see if I can figure out if I'm seeing what they're seeing. And if not, I got experts that I can ask about all of this stuff. But they got to figure that part out. Because if you put Benedette and Trapillo out there to begin a game, if that's now for the foreseeable future, if that's your tackle tandem, I'm going to start, if I'm a defensive coordinator, I'm going to start creating stuff to mess with them. But they did just well enough in the second half that Max Crosby wasn't able to give the Raiders a win. And he did everything that he could. Let me look. I got the game book here. So, again, sorry about the jump around here. But let me look because I just want to see what the overall statistics are on him. And then I'm sure like a lot of people have the pressure numbers. But let's look at Max Crosby and what he did against your beloved Bears. He had 5 tackles in this game, 3 tackles for loss, 1 quarterback hit, 1 interception, 1 pass, the 3 passes defended, 1 forced fumble. Dude, the guy wasn't a menace, an absolute menace. He was fun to watch. Obviously, like not for the Bears winning, but if you love ball, how can you not love what you saw from that guy? He was incredible. The Bears are 2-2. We are at the bye. You can take a deep breath. That's fun, right? You don't have to worry about them. Cubs fans in my audience, now you can worry about the Cubs because they got some things to worry about, but they're in the playoffs. What a great way to kick off October. hope for the football team, and a baseball team still playing. That's pretty good. Thanks to Remy Martin for sponsoring us. Thanks to Circa for putting us up. Really appreciate it. This place is, I love coming down here. I went for a run this morning. I haven't like really run in a while. I've been building back up to it, and running downtown Vegas. It's very interesting scenery to say the least. But thanks to Remy Martin. Thanks to Circa. Thanks to you for watching and listening. If you're listening on Spotify or Apple, give us a 5-star review. That would be great. And also come and subscribe to the YouTube page. I try to take you guys wherever it is that I'm at. I will talk to you next time. Peace.